In this session, let's learn how to generate recurring journals. For journal entries which are recurring in nature, like monthly rent, insurance, etc., we can set up recurring journals in General Ledger. This will automatically generate the monthly entries with the recurring journal entry process. Let's see how this works. I go to my ledger, 2M Global General Ledger, go to Journal, go to Define, and go to Recurring. We need to define a recurring formula, batch and all that, so that the system can generate a recurring entries. Now let's call this recurring batch. We're calling recurring batch because we want to put together similar nature of recurring expenses like rent, insurance, etc. in one single batch. So let's call the same thing for description also. And it's a single ledger because we have access to 2M Global. So we are going to create for single ledger. If we have access to multiple ledger, then we can choose multiple ledgers. And the ledger defaults automatically. And in the journal, we should give a name for the journal. Let's call it as 1000 journal batch. The ledger will default automatically because they're the only ledger we have access to. And in the category, we were going to define this under recurring. So there's a category recurring, and our default currency is USD. The effective date we want this recurring entries would be from period from 1st July 2013 to say 30th June 2014. So we want this to happen for the next 12 months, let's say. So once these basic parameters are defined, then we go to the lines, click on lines, and here we are going to specify which are the accounts for which we want the entries to be generated. For example, we want to generate for rent expenses. So company 1000, cost center, and I go to the rent expenses, rent expense, and 1000, and say okay. So rent and assuming the amount for this rent is say $4,000. So then you say this. I also want to add one more recurring for expenses for insurance. So 1000 cost center, and then insurance expense here, 3, 2, so insurance recurring 1, and that would be $3,000. Say this. So then I need to set up an offsetting entry, offsetting account where this needs to go. So I'm going to choose line 9999 company segment, account value, say outstanding liabilities, 1, 2, 3, okay, done. Then say outstanding liability, offset account, and save this. So once I save this, I'm ready to generate. So this is the basic setup that needs to be done for running a recurring journal. Once this is done, then every month for the period that are open, we can go and generate the entry. So let's go on, and if you look at this last executed, it will show you when this was last executed. For example, if you ran it for July period, then you will have the July period as last executed here. So let's go and generate. So I would like to say schedule generation, yes, and this is the recurring batch we are running for, and it gives us the option for July, which is open period. August is the future period. So I'm going to run this, submit this request. So it runs a concurrent request. Now so let's look at the report request. So it's completed the request. So let's go and look at the output. So it has created a batch without any error, so which is good. Let's go. So let's go and look at this journal batch. Control C in the journal. Check by category. So we have a journal entry here, unposted, which is $7,000. Let's review this. So primarily $4,000 for the rent, $3,000 for the insurance, total $7,000 going to liability account. So this is how you generate a recurring journal. Of course, you can post this. We can post this journal entry, and it will generate a concurrent request. And this is how a recurring journal batch is created.